Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. In this video, we're on the topic of why former President Donald Trump is most likely flipping back the deep southern state of Georgia in the 2024 presidential election. Because as we all know, Georgia in 2020 was extremely close. It was very competitive. It was decided by, I believe, 10,000 votes, and Joe Biden only won this state by a projected margin of under percentage point. His exact margin was 0.3%. So that's how close it was. And then 2016, Trump actually won the state by 5 percentage points. So you can obviously tell the difference that it was that it had a gigantic shift in favor of Democrats from 2016 to 2020. So we're going to see how things stand out politically in the state of Georgia for the upcoming 2024 presidential election and the rematch between Trump and Biden. And we're going to be diving and taking a look at a deep look in some of these counties, and which counties can Donald Trump flip, which counties are flippable, and if Trump can improve, which counties can he improve on his margins from. But before we get started, I do want to mention we have channel memberships. The link to it will be pinned in the comment section down below, or you can find it in the description section, or you can just click the join button on my channel page. Become a member today. We have custom perks and custom emojis. Also, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, meaning we are now on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you are subscribed if you aren't already, and also make sure you click the bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video instead of missing out on any of them. Now, back to the video. So any county that was decided within single digits in the state of Georgia in the 2020 election, Donald Trump can either improve on his margin in that county, or he can actually flip that county. It's very flippable. So let's take a look at Terrell County, for example. It was decided within single digits. Donald Trump does not necessarily have to flip this county, but what he can do is improve on his margin from 2020, similar to 2016. And obviously to ensure that he does better with the overall statewide popular vote, which is what Joe Biden did very well, or overperformed back in 2020. Joe Biden did very well with the popular vote statewide in Georgia, specifically because he had high turnout among African-American voters, which in 2024, this time around, I don't expect him to do the same thing. He got nearly 90% of them in 2020. I doubt he'll get that. I think he can drop to as low as 80%, maybe even 70% among blacks, because Donald Trump is actually polling in the 20s. He's doing way better among them, and he's actually polling at 25% among African-American voters in 2024. So Donald Trump is already improving amongst them, meaning that he can probably flip back the state of Georgia in 2024 and actually help Trump along with the popular vote as well. So considering that, if Trump keeps up the momentum, I think he's on track to likely flip back the state of Georgia in 2024, and that's the main reason why. I think Trump is going to flip Washington County in 2024. It only went to Biden by 0.8%. So this is a county I believe Trump won in 2016. So it's definitely winnable. It's on his resume already. He can do it. It only went to Biden by under a percentage point. So keep an eye on Washington County in 2024 election in Georgia, because I think that county is going to flip in favor of Donald Trump. And the county right next to Washington County, Baldwin County, I think Trump can very well possibly flip this county as well. Baldwin County only went to Biden by 1.2% in 2020. So the two counties that I think Trump can possibly flip in Georgia in 2024 is Washington County and Baldwin County. So keep an eye on those two counties. And what helped Joe Biden the most with the statewide overall popular vote in Georgia in 2020 was the Atlanta area, the Atlanta suburbs, the metropolitan area. And Atlanta helped Biden because he had high turnout. He exceeded expectations, really. And he had high turnout among African-American voters, which I do not expect him to do the same thing. So if Biden is able to overperform in the Atlanta area in 2024, which I don't think he is going to, maybe he has a chance at retaining the state of Georgia in 2024. But at this point in time, I don't see that happening. And he also overperformed in the Columbus area, as well as the Savannah area. So if he's able to do that, he's probably in good shape to at least be somewhat competitive in Georgia in 2024, maybe even win this state. But I just don't see that happening, considering that a lot of the African-American voters that voted for him in 2020, only main reason why they voted for him is because of Kamala Harris. Really, other than that, they probably won't turn out for him at all. And a lot of them actually regret voting for him. You can see it on the news. You can just see it in general. They only voted for him because of Kamala Harris, and that's the only reason why. He has done exactly nothing to help their communities. So, considering that, I don't think Biden's going to win Georgia in 2024. It just gets unlikely and more unlikely as we get closer to the 2024 election. So now that we just looked at the counties in the county map, let's take a look at what the polls are suggesting. So polling averages actually suggest that Donald Trump is on track to win the state of Georgia. He's up by 6 percentage points, which is actually more than the margin he won it by in 2016. And also, you factor in a bunch of other things, for example, betting markets. It actually gets a little bit closer, it gets narrower. Trump is only up by 0.6%. And as well as expert ratings, Trump's only up by 0.1%. So, if you factor in anything, if the polls are not accurate, maybe Trump does not win by 6%. Maybe the polls are overestimating Donald Trump. Doesn't matter because the projected margin, when you factor in betting markets, when you factor in expert ratings, Trump's still up in this state by a margin of 2 percentage points. So it doesn't matter whether it's 2% or 6%. Georgia is going to be a lean margin for Donald Trump in 2024. And that's what basically forecasts are saying. So in my personal opinion, I think Donald Trump is going to win Georgia in 2024 by a margin of 5 percentage points, which is similar to the margin he got in 2016. So I think Georgia in 2024 is going to look similar to 2016 rather than 2020 because we have a number of factors, a number of differences from 2020 to the 2024 election. I know this is a rematch, so things may seem the same, but it's really not. Number one, we don't have COVID in 2024. That's number one. Also, we don't have the whole BLM shenanigans. That's number two. And then number three, Biden's not going to get enough high turnout with African-American voters as he did. I think he got lucky. I think a blue Georgia back in 2020 was a fluke. I think 2020 was a fluke here. And considering that, I think all eyes point and shift towards a red Georgia in the 2024 presidential election. So I think Georgia will be leaned by a margin of 5 percentage points for Trump in 2024. And people say that according to the shifts and according to the trends, Georgia is shifting in favor of Democrats. Well, with all that speculation, put that aside, actually take a look at the 2022 midterms and the governor's race of Georgia specifically. Brian Kemp overperformed expectations. The governor of Georgia, the Republican governor, is very popular in this state. He's very approved of. And he actually did better of his margin in 2022 than in 2018. He actually improved, and he won by 7 percentage points. He defeated Stacey Abrams by 7%, which is more than the margin he did in 2018 of just 2%. So Stacey Abrams got obliterated, and that goes to show you how much of a red state Georgia still is, because people think that it's no longer this red state because Joe Biden won in 2020, and their senator is a Democrat, Raphael Warnock, and all of a sudden it's this blue state now. But you guys are forgetting that 2022 midterms, Brian Kemp won this by 7 percentage points, and I know that's only the governor's race, but that goes to show you that Georgia is still has a lot of Republican voters, and Trump needs to turn out. That's really what it is. He just needs to turn out. And if Brian Kemp were to come out with an endorsement on Donald Trump, I think it'll make it even more likely that Trump actually wins the state in 2024. Now, obviously, Brian Kemp and Trump don't have the best relations because of January 6th. So even though they're not really, they don't have good relations, and Brian Kemp probably won't endorse Trump, whether he does or it doesn't, I don't think it's going to affect him at all. I think Trump is on track to win this state regardless. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Do you think Trump is likely going to flip Georgia in 2024? Do you think it's going to be competitive and close as it was in 2020? Or do you think Biden is going to retain this state in 2024 as he did in 2020? Let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, final reminder before I end out the videos, we do have channel memberships. The link to them will be pinned in the comment section down below, or you can find them in the description section, or you can click the join button on my channel page. Become a member today. We have custom perks and custom emojis, and also we just hit 1,000 subscribers, meaning we are now on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you are subscribed if you aren't already, and click the bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video instead of missing out.